Hello. So this is day 14 of the Medical Medium 369 Detox. I made it without having any salt, any oils, any fats, and I'm going to keep going. Was it easy? No. Was it like extremely difficult? No. Because I can eat. It's not like a fast, which I used to do in the past, where I was just like one fast I did with water, another I just did with coconut water. So I'm getting my nutrients. I feel so good because if I wasn't deficient in anything, that would be me, because my digestion wasn't working. It was so up and down. And that's because my toxic loads were bad. My liver was not in good shape. So you'd see in my past videos that I would try a supplement. I'd get really excited. It would work. My digestion would be good. And then bang, it stops. I had heavy loads, and I'm sure like heavy metals, compromised liver. I got the C virus twice, so that's more viruses, more bacteria, and as we age, unless we get it out, it accumulates and causes more problems. I am beyond delighted with my progress. I have not had to take any herbs to empty the retention of my bladder that would always happen at night. And after the C virus, it would happen every night. Before that, when I was doing better a couple of years ago, I could kind of control it to where I didn't have to take too many herbs. It's hard to remember exactly all the the timelines and what I had to take and what I didn't have to take. But there was a while I was taking diatomaceous earth. It seemed to calm it down. I also took aloe vera for a long time, but I don't want to take anything for my bladder. And it's been 1 week. I haven't had to take anything. It doesn't retain and get heavy at night. So I'd have to take herbs to empty it. Nothing for a week. Like Anthony Williams from Medical Medium is a godsend. And I've been posting it on my Facebook post for anybody that wants to heal. I have one friend that's going to do the detox. And I am here to spread the word and spread the light and spread the hope. I don't know why on these like Facebook pages where there are sick people and they're reaching out for help and advice, I'm constantly putting in the comments. They're complaining about bladder and digestion and all kinds of things. And I will say what I'm doing and how wonderful I feel. And in this group, the histamine group, the admin said she didn't want to hear anything from the medical medium because he doesn't have a degree. And in another group for UTIs, they keep taking off my comments. So they must have a secondary motive for this: profit, connections to pharmaceutical industries, doctors. It's just evil how the truth to get us to heal is being taken from us. It's horrible. So I'm gonna just announce it to everybody I know. This is the path to healing because we all have so many metals accumulated in us, especially as we're older and more time, and the viruses. And as Anthony Williams says, those viruses are lab made. Now, from all that happened in these past few years, 100% I believe that one was. And if he says the other ones were, it doesn't surprise me. In this world, there's an evil power of those that want us to be depopulated, sick, dead, dying, dependent on pharma, dependent on medicines that have more heavy metals and make us sick and sick and sicker. I saw it with a relative that had Alzheimer's, and we were paying like thousands and thousands of dollars per month for her to be taken care of. And even if those people intended to take care of her, they could not keep up with her needs. I couldn't keep up with the needs. Like once you can't take care of yourself, then it's almost impossible for someone to take care of all those things for you. And it just reminds us that we can't be in a situation, no matter how much money we could pay somebody per month to take care of us, we can't be in a situation where we can't take care of ourselves because we'll never have the proper care. They didn't feed them the right foods. They had air fresheners in some of the homes which have aluminum. We have to take care of ourselves, and we can. That's the beautiful thing, is that we can. Now, do I get cravings for potatoes and salt and oil with ketchup? Yes, but I want my health more. So these are some of the things that I'm taking in addition to what I didn't have in my body. I bought Mary Ruth's. I like her brand, Mary Ruth Zinc. This huge bottle, I believe, was only $10. For sure, I was low in this because I was also taking digestive herb laxatives, which lowered my minerals and my essential nutrients. And I also, for a while, took zeolite and diatomaceous earth, and for sure, they absorb more nutrients. And that's why I was moody and up and down and like not really feeling it in the morning. So zinc is good for mood. Zinc is good for hair growth. I do have thinning in my eyebrows. I'm hoping it could correct it. If it can't, that's okay. But I want to know that at this point in my life, I'm getting the essential minerals because I don't want to go down a path that I'm breaking down. And a lot of us are. We're not given the proper information. It's horrible. It's criminal that we don't know these things. So the zinc is helping. Definitely helps mood, helps skin, and helps hair growth. It's said to help fertility. So I did take that plain and it was very chucky. Today I took it in my lemon water. I didn't taste it at all. I've been taking B12 for sure. I was also low on this. I don't know if it has a natural flavor. It says everything's organic, including the natural flavor. I know Anthony Williams is really against natural flavors, and I understand because that's an unknown. That's a chemical. He said also that could have heavy metals. It's like they sneak it in everything. This one I'm doing well on. It's not bothering my system at all. He does also recommend the Vimergy B12. It is more expensive. I went with Garden of Life. I've been happy with a lot of their products. This helps digestion. This helps mood. Oh, and the zinc also helps eyesight because I do have floaters. They have receded. They are still there. I could still see it in this eye, but my vision is much more clear because I can see the details of my face. And when my floaters act up, and there's a lot of them, it's like a fog, and I wasn't able to see the details of my face. And that happened after I took the D vitamin with lanolin that I mentioned in my videos a lot, and that made me sick. And it wasn't processing through the liver. It really affected my liver, and then I got those floaters. It's all connected. Don't resign yourself to, I'm getting old, so my body's breaking down. That's a bunch of toxic thinking. Your body is meant to carry you through. Now, you say it's breaking down. That's because you're not maintaining the vehicle of your body. So that's garbage talk. And I'm not going to listen to anybody that says you have that because you're getting older. No. I would have issues because I wasn't doing the proper thing to maintain the body. I'm learning with Anthony Williams. And that's why it just goes to show that everyone's leading you in this direction and that direction. But most of them are doing it for profit. You know, drink coffee, drink matcha, drink green tea, drink kombucha. No, all those things are bad, including, he said, the fermented food. And fermented food was meant for people back in the day where they didn't have access to food so they could store it. I am following him. He has led me to health. So then the barley grass juice powder I got from Vimergy, I did show in my videos. I had another brand which is fine. It's doing well as well for me. Now this will curtail your hunger. You add this to the wild blueberry smoothie, and it detoxes you, it gives you energy, and it curtails your hunger so you don't get these hunger cravings, which is important. I still, of course, desire the fun foods, but my why to get my health back and heal and to see how far I've come is stronger. Now, I also got the spirulina. I used it once. I found it a little bit strong. I could experiment and use it again. That's from Vimergy as well. I've been doing fine on the barley grass, but that is what he recommends to add to the wild blueberry smoothie. He also recommends cilantro. I haven't been by the Whole Foods because it's far for me, but at Publix, they have organic parsley, and that's what I get because I'd rather have organic parsley than conventional cilantro. And it also has a lot of cleansing properties. Parsley is great for the bladder. It has chlorophyll. It must be good for a bunch of other things. I know it's good for the urinary tract. I would think that it's good for the liver and all kinds of things. I'd have to compare online what they say about cilantro and parsley. And then dulse. There's an addition of dulse in the smoothie. It has a bit of a salty taste. And I disguise all that by putting a lot of lemon or lime juice in my raw blueberry smoothie. And yesterday and the day before, I added a mango, fresh mango citrus juice, which is a miracle. I could, before, even half a lemon would irritate my bladder. It's like I wouldn't even dare sometimes to add it. I have like 6, 7 or more lemons, oranges, pineapple without having any bladder urine retention at night. It is absolutely a miracle. And this was why I started this cleanse, because I was hearing about it. I was listening to his videos. It really gave me the strength and determination. And what happened is I bought a bunch of celery. So I was prepped and I surprised myself. I kind of put myself in the first day, and after I drank my celery and then I started following it that first day, I said, why stop now? I've made it to half of the day. Let's go for the rest of the day. And once I woke up the next morning, it was like, well, now we're on day 2. Why stop? Because then I'm going to have to repeat this day. That's what keeps me going too. It's like, if I stop, my progress may very well go backwards, because it could very well be that I haven't killed the streptococcus in my system that causes the bladder problems, that causes the digestive problems. Streptococcus also causes acne. I don't have acne. I didn't have acne. But I did get a stronger and different virus of the strep from exposure that irritated my bladder further. I always frequently had to urinate when I was a young child, but being in a relationship, and my previous relationship introduced me to another strain of streptococcus, and that was the only time I ever experienced like a retention in the bladder. And I remember I went to the doctor thinking it was a UTI, and I got antibiotics, but I was still in that relationship and it never went away. And even when that relationship ended, the virus was embedded in my bladder, causing issues, embedded in my body, getting the C twice, further inflame my body. And taking the lanolin got my liver not working. Then the repair materials, I had, exposure to an insecticide, and I noticed right away the next day I wasn't as well. Like, all of these things add up. So now that I'm not like super young, then I have more, more heavy metals. And until we get them out, they're going to reside in us, and then it's just going to fill our bucket, and accumulate. And that's why on my videos I would say, oh, I no longer take the zeolite, but it was helping, and then I made this brie cheese. I decided this vegan brie cheese, and it had a rind, and it was sitting out, and who knows, and then I went to a home that had mold in it. And so my liver is like, I just can't. And that's why I felt like, okay, I may be eating vegan. I may be trying to have this, and that supplement, but I'm like against a wall. It's not working. So I had no idea that it would be this powerful. And I am telling people that I know about it. Now, most of them embrace it. Some of them tell me, they don't want to hear about it. And as the medical medium says, like, he risks rejection for his message. It's like, I am just so enthralled by this. It's just really, I never thought that I'd see this degree of healing in my body. And I will talk about it because I'm just brimming with hope. And it's just a miracle. And I want people to be well. And I will post on the Facebook groups and they can keep taking it down, but someone is going to see it. And then someone's going to heal. And then someone's going to tell somebody else. And that's like, what a wonderful world when we're thriving and happy and healthy and we're empowered. The powers that be don't want us to be empowered. It's a real fight for evil and good. So I made it to 14 days. That was my second goal. My first goal was to make it to 9 because he has the detox for the 9 days. You could go for 14, but my next goal, I want to see if I can do this for 28 days. So that would be double the time that I've done this. And I'm thinking, just make my why so important, just remember, like, my bladder is healing. I got another day of cramps in that area. And so I don't think it was a pulled muscle. I really think that there's something happening there. Bugs are dying and they're kind of, cramping that area. So my breath is really good. Like, I wake up in the morning with good breath. That's unheard of. The celery juice is good for that. If someone has bad breath, of celery juice. And my husband is getting celery juice every morning. I make it at night and he has a big, at least 2 or 3 cups to start his day. Is helping him get off the coffee, is giving him clarity, good mood, energy. It's wonderful. And then it just can spread and spread and spread, and we can heal our world and we can spread the truth. And he was talking also, this whole thing about the probiotics sales and this and that. He said a good bacteria cannot overcome the bad bacteria. We have to eliminate the bad bacteria, and it can't be done through probiotics. I mean, that's another myth we were sold on, and here I was taking my probiotics. And yes, they helped. I had the Garden of Life Women's Formula brand, and I also had Boulardi by now. And yes, it helped, but then it stopped helping. Guess why? My body toxic bucket was just overloaded. So things could help a bit and then stop. And I'm like, this is the first time in my life. Why? Because my toxic bucket was full. So it would have a little bit of aid and then just stop. It needed to be cleaned out with the celery juice, the barley grass powder, the cessation of all oil, salts, and fats, so my liver can truly cleanse, because it never gets a break if we're always eating oil, fats, and salt. So I'm giving it the celery juice, I'm giving it the fresh fruits, I'm giving it the wild blueberry and the barley, but I'm not giving it fat and oil and salt for all those viruses to feed off of. So they're going to starve and they're going to exit, and that's why I'm feeling better. It's not the easiest, but I've done much harder cleanses. I've done cleanses on water or just coconut water, and I was so moody and tired. The last thing I need is to rob my body of nutrients. I know my body needs all those nutrients. It needs zinc and it needs B12, and it probably needs D3. My D3 is in a base of coconut oil. I think D3 is, so I'm going to just take a rest from that. But that's why my moods are so good, because I'm getting my nutrients, which I was robbing myself, from with the zeolite and the diatomaceous earth and the herbal laxatives. And Anthony also talked about the fiber myth. And it was like I was down all these paths too, take your fiber to get good digestion. And how he explains it, that if your body's working